In a league filled with colorful characters, none was more colorful than the late, great Ted Double Duty Radcliffe.
How long do I have to wait for you, honey, before a girl like
Double Duty earned his nickname when the great sports writer Damon Runyon saw Duty catch a Satchel Paige shutout in the first game of a doubleheader, and then Duty took off his catcher's gear and took the mound and threw a shutout in the second game of the doubleheader. And Runyon said he was worth the price of 2 admissions. He was nicknamed Double Duty from that day on, and behind the plate he was masterful. As a matter of fact, he would inscribe on his chest protector, "Thou shalt not steal." Duty was an outstanding catcher. He knew how to handle his pitches, and of course, he gave them heck around the plate. He was always a chatterbox, so he's talking to the opposing hitters. He's doing everything that you could to distract them. Now, he had some moxie and some confidence, but he also had an arm to back it up. And Duty was an outstanding pitcher who threw hard, had a tremendous repertoire of pitches that he leaned on as well. Double Duty is one of those great two-way stars of the Negro League.
oh, baby, tell me how long do I have to wait for you?
Double Duty Radcliffe just 3 outs away from finishing this one off for the Stars.
Pretty amazing that Double Duty Radcliffe and Satchel Paige grew up 5 blocks from each other in Mobile, Alabama. Ted said he caught Satchel more than anyone else over their lifetimes.
Out towards right center field. Bell settles underneath it. And there's one away. Now the number 2 hitter, Eli Mason. And Chris, Mobile was home to 5 Hall of Famers: Satchel, Henry Aaron, Ozzie Smith, Willie McCovey, and Billy Williams. Only New York City and Chicago have produced more. A little out front there as he swings through it. Swings and misses. It's a strikeout. And they're down to their last out. Carl Glass, the next to hit. Yeah. 2 down, nobody on. Yeah, that's fouled off. Radcliffe is just 1 strike away. Struck him out, and that's the ball game. Double. Here's the center fielder, lefty Bradley. Runner going for third. Radcliffe with the throw. Pitching for a strike. Tag out. Double Duty shows off that rocket arm and gets the runner.
It's not a coincidence that Double Duty Radcliffe played on 3 of the greatest teams in black baseball history in 3 consecutive years. When he was traded to the St. Louis Stars in 1930, it led to his breakout year as a pitcher, as a catcher, as well as a hitter. And then the Homestead Grays of 1931, a team that featured Josh Gibson, Oscar Charleston and the legendary Smokey Joe Williams is the team that Double Duty selects as the greatest baseball team of all time. And you know what? Few would argue with that assessment. And finally, with the Pittsburgh Croppers of 1932. Double Duty was part of some of the most legendary teams in Negro Leagues history.
So with the game on the line for the Stars, here's Ted Radcliffe. Base hit center field. One runs in. In comes the winning run, and the Stars walk it off thanks to the first cuts for Ted Radcliffe now, and he's got a chance to put the Grays ahead early. Into the outfield, base hit, and they strike first as they take a 1-0 lead. So runner at second, 2 down. Ted Radcliffe now at the plate. Shot into the gap, and that should bring in the run. Rounds third, headed for the plate, and it's off the wall. He'll score, and they take a 3-run lead. Relay throw to third. There's the tag. They get him.
To give you an indication of just how much Double Duty and his comrades in the Negro Leagues love the game, because we talk about this all the time. They play for the love of the game. And they absolutely love the game. Number one, they had to love it in order to endure the things that they had to endure. But when you talk to them, they wanted you to know about the joy that they had playing this game. And so one of my favorite quotes from Ted Double Duty Radcliffe is highlighted in the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum. And it essentially says that every 4th of July, we would play 4 games. He would catch 2 and pitch 2 and sleep 35 minutes in between games. Yeah, you've got to love it.
If I got it, baby, your love brought it.
Bit of a tight spot for Ted Radcliffe here in the 5th. Runners at first and second and nobody out.
Well, these players doing a good job of putting the ball into play, and that makes things more challenging on the defensive side. They have yet to strike out, and they're averaging more than a hit per inning. That's a great recipe for success right there.
Got him swinging. It's a strikeout. 2 aboard with 1 out. The batter now, Pete Smith. Here comes the 0-1.
I played on 4 teams over 6 seasons, but Double Duty Radcliffe has me beat by a mile. His Negro Leagues Baseball Museum plaque lists him as having played for 18 different teams.
Those 18 teams Double Duty played for, that's 4 more than the MLB record held by Rich Hill and Edwin Jackson. Double Duty said he'd just go wherever the money was. Fights it off, he'll see another. On the ground, Sutter. There's one. Not in time at first. It's a fielder's choice. So up next, Sam Hughes. And he can't come up with it. Still finds a way to get off a throw. Gets him easily, ends the inning. Welcome back to Mulebach Field. Well, we go bottom 6. Tom Hayes digs in now. Radcliffe back to work. Yeah. Yeah, that's fouled off. The 0-2 from Radcliffe. Swings and misses. The high heat, too much on that one. So digging in, Sandy Murray. Hey. The 0-1. That one fouled off. Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row. So up next, Eli Mason. Two down, nobody on. Here in the bottom of the 6th. Swing and a miss as he was out front. Got him. And how about so here we go, 9th inning, and Ted Radcliffe just 3 outs from slamming the door. The 0-1. Here. Swing and a miss. And a strikeout for the first out here in the 9th. Now here is Bob Booker. Oh yeah. The 0-1. And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. This one in the air, center field. Out number 2. So it's their last chance in this one. Now it's going to be Joe Dukes. Here, what? That's a ball. 2 down, nobody on. Here at the top of the 9th. They're down to their final strike. Struck him out, and it's a perfect game for.
It's still in San Diego.
In 1950, at the age of 48, Double Duty ended his Negro Leagues career as a player-manager for the Chicago American Giants. In the 1960s, he would go on to scout for the team we now know as the Cleveland Guardians. But he also formed a close relationship with the Chicago White Sox. It wasn't uncommon to walk into the ballpark, and there was Ted Double Duty Radcliffe, meeting and greeting fans, talking smack. He never stopped. Maybe that's why he lived to be 103. And his grave marker includes illustrations of both a pitcher and a catcher with a baseball in between. Very fitting for Double Duty. And as the Negro League Baseball Museum's late chairman Buck O'Neill would say, Double Duty was a great catcher who threw hard, was an outstanding pitcher, and he was a wonderful contributor to this game. And if Buck O'Neill says you should be in the Hall of Fame, that's all that matters to me. I fully concur that Ted Double Duty Radcliffe should be in the National Baseball Hall of Fame, and I hope it happens sometime soon.
Runner in scoring position, no outs. Double duty Radcliffe digs in now. Ground ball left side. That's out number one, and a run comes in to score. Here comes the 0-1. This one in the air right field. Smith on the move towards the line. Won't get to this one. It drops foul. The 0-2. Sharp grounder. That's through for a base hit. And that'll bring the tying run to the plate. Now here is Ted Radcliffe. The 1-0. Here's a swing and a drive left field, and he knew it.